Namaste. I am Om Prakash Chaudhary, Assistant Professor, Faculty of Agriculture and Veterinary Science, Jyoti Vidyapeeth Women's University, Jaipur. Today I will discuss about jelly and a procedure for jelly preparations. So jelly is prepared by boiling the fruits with or without addition of water, uh, stirring the extract and mixing the clear extract with sugar and boiling the mixture to a stage at which it will be set to a clear gel. The jelly should be transparent and well set, but not too stiff and having original flavor of the fruit. And it should be attractive color and should be kept in its shape with a clean cut surface. And in the preparation of jellies, pectin is the most essential constituent, and pectin is present in the cell wall of fruits. In order to get a good quality jelly fruits, uh, rich in pectin but deficient in acid should be prepared. So now I will discuss about procedure for jelly preparation. So first step is selection of fruits. So the fruits should be sufficiently ripe, but not overripe, and they should have good flavor. And slightly underripe fruits yields more pectin than overripe fruits, as during ripening of pectin present is decomposed into pectic acid, which does not form a jelly with acid and sugar. And the amount of pectin extracted from the fruits depend on the degree of distinct generations and protections during the heating process. So pectin requirement is a essential process for jelly preparations, and usually 0.5 to 1% of pectin in the extract is sufficient to produce a good jelly. And if the pectin content is in excess, a firm and tough jelly is formed, and it is less, and the jellies may fail to set. And pectin, sugars, acid, and water are the four essential constituents of a jelly and must be present approximately in the different compositions, like pectin 1%, sugar contains 60 to 65%, and fruit acid contain 1%, water contains 30 to 38%. And however, the exact proportion of the sugar depends on the pectin grade. So now I will discuss about pectin grades. So pectin grades of pectin means the weight of sugar required to set 1 gram of pectin under suitable condition to form a satisfactory jelly. For example, 100 grade pectin means 100 gram of sugar is required for setting of 1 gram pectin. So theories of jelly formations. So jelly formation is due to the precipitations of pectin rather than its swelling, and only when the pectin, acid, sugar, and water are in a defined equilibrium, the precipitations of pectin take place. And the rate of precipitations is influenced by the following factors, like concentration of pectin in the solutions, and constitution of pectin, hydrogen ion concentrations of the pectin solutions, and concentration of sugar in solutions, and temperature of the mixture. And these are several theories to explain the following formation of jellies. First one is febrile theory. So in febrile theory, when sugar is added to the pectin solutions, it is destabilized the pectin water and equilibrium, and the pectin conglomerates, forming a new network of fibrils through the jelly. And this network of the fibrils holds the sugar solutions in the interfibrillar spaces. And the strength of the jelly depends on the structure of the fibrils, and that constitutes an rigidity. So second theory is Spencer's theory. In Spencer's theory, pectin particles are negatively charged, and a pectin solution is most stable in natural pH range. An increase in acidity or alkalinity and also decrease its stability. So in jelly formations, sugar acts as a precipitating agent, and the presence of acid helps it. So third method of jelly preparations is Olson's theory. So in Olson's theory, if the pectin is taken to be a negatively charged hydrophilic colloid, the following may be assumed. And first one is the sugar acts as a dehydrating agent which disturbs the equilibrium existing between water and pectin. And second is sugar does not dehydrate the pectin cells and but requires time to bring about equilibrium. And if the negative charge on the pectin is reduced with the help of hydrogen ion concentrations, pectin precipitates and coalesces in the form of a fine network of insoluble fibers. And provided that the sugar is present is insufficient concentrations, and as the system reaches equilibrium, the jelly strength becomes the maximum, and salts and other components which cause a change in the ultimate jelly strength of the system may function either by changing the rate of inglations or by affecting the ultimate structure of the jelly or by the combinations of both. So next theory is Hinton's theory. So in Hinton's theory, it's based it's on the assumptions that pectins are complex mixture of variable compositions. According to it, glations of pectin is a type of coagulations in which the coagulated particles from continuous network pectin like organic acid deassociates in solutions, and it is only the non-ionized and not the ionized pectin which enters into the jelly formations. For pH of jelly, the jelly can be controlled. Jelly pH can be controlled either by adjusting the pH of the pectin extract or by adding the suitable buffers. And in case the acidity of the extract is more, the prepared jelly shall be steeper. And the optimum pH of the pectin solutions for paste jelly setting range between 3.1 to 3.3. So next step is determinations of end point of jelly. So the end point of jelly can be judged by using different methods. So first method is cold plate test. So in cold plate test, a drop of boiling liquid from the pan is taken and placed on a plate and allowed to cool quickly. If the jelly is about to set, the mixture on the plate will be crinkled when pushed with a finger. And the main drawback is the method is that while the drop on the plate is cooling, the jelly mixture continues to boil in the pan and there is a risk of overcooking and the product or of missing the correct setting points. So second method is setting or flake test. So in this test, more reliable than the plate test, a small proportion of jelly is taken with a large spoon or wooden lid or cooled slightly and then allowed to drop off. And if the jelly drops like syrup, it requires further concentrations, and falling on the drop in the form of flakes or sheet indicates the end point of jelly. And for the jelly preparations, different problems are occurs in jelly making. So first one is failure of jelly to set. So sometimes the jellies do not set due to the different reasons like lack of acid or pectin. So a jelly may be failed to set due to lack of acids or pectin in the fruit which it is made. It may also fail to set due to insufficient cooking of the fruit, resulting in inadequate reactions of pectin and acids, and addition of too much sugar. If sugar is added in excess of the required quantity, a syrup or highly softened jelly results. It can be corrected by adding fresh clarified juice rich in pectin and cooking below the end point. If the cooking is stopped before the concentrations of sugar reaches 65%, then the jelly may be failed to set and may remain syrup and highly soaked. And next is cooking beyond the end point. If the heating is continued beyond the end point of the jelly becomes tough due to over concentrations. And this occurs when the juice is rich in both acid and pectin and enough sugar has not been added. If the acids in excess, the pectin breaks down and forms syrup like jelly. And second is syneresis or whipping of jelly. So the phenomenon of spontaneous exhaustion of fluid from a gel is called syneresis or whipping of jelly, and it is caused by the following factor like excess of acid, and the addition of excess of acid results in the breakdown of jelly structures due to hydrolysis or decomposition of pectin, and too low concentrations of sugar or solution solids. This causes the network of pectin to hold more liquid than it possibly can do under normal conditions. So, insufficient pectin, this results in the formation of a pectin network which is not sufficiently dense and rich enough to hold the sugar syrup. And selection of premature glycations. And glycation is caused due to breakdown of pectin during pouring of jelly into containers, and the jelly becomes weak and remains broken. And fermented jellies usually takes place in those jellies in which syneresis has taken place. The next problem in jelly is cloudy or foggy jelly. So it might be due to the use of non-clarified extract, use of immature fruits, and immature fruits contains starch which is insoluble in juice, and overcooking and cooling, and non-removal of spume, and faulty pouring. When jelly is poured from a great height, air get dried in the bubbles and form the jelly become opaque. And premature glycation is also a reason for cloudy and foggy jelly. And next problem is formation of crystals. So crystals in the jelly may be formed due to additions of excess sugars. So in this lecture we are discussed about jelly preparations and what is jelly and preparations methods, different theories of jelly preparations, and problems in jellies like failure of jellies to set, uh, and syneresis or whipping of jelly, and cloudy or foggy jelly, formations of crystals in jellies. And crystals in the jellies may be formed due to addition of excess sugars. And the fermented jellies, fermentation usually take place in those jellies in which syneresis has taken place. And foggy jellies, cloudy jellies are due to use of non-clarified extract, use of immature fruits, and overcooking or cooling non-removable skews.